Okay. So let me talk about thoughts, feelings, and emotions. And what we're really doing is we're beginning to explore the inner world, which is composed of thoughts, feelings, and emotions. So thoughts are those energies that are generated by the mind. We can think of them as vrittis, movements of the mind. There's a particular word relating to the mind that's important. That's the word vikalpa. Part of the function of the mind is to create a sort of shorthand speak for experience. So, for example, there's really no such thing universally as a tree. There's only individual trees. There's different types of trees, oaks and birch and things like that. But we've created this concept called a tree, which is a symbol for a particular manifestation in the universe, which we call a tree. So the mind creates words. Words are symbols of experiences in reality. And the challenge that we have with these vikalpas is that because it's shorthand, we often don't experience what's right in front of us fully and completely. The mind uses this shortcut, say, oh, that's a tree, and we move on with our experience. I had an experience of that when I was at the university. I was taking a class in sketching, in drawing. This particular day, there was a model sitting in a chair, and I drew it as best I could. The professor came and looked at my work, and he looked at my work, and he looked at the model. He says, "Is that what you see? Or is that your idea of what a woman sitting in a chair looks like?" And he asked me, he said, "How many times have you drawn that same picture in your lifetime?" It's a concept, it's an idea of what a woman is like sitting in a chair. I'd like you to sit here and take a look and draw what you see. And it was a mind blowing experience. It was completely different than my concept was. I was able to actually see what's there. And this is the challenge with our thoughts, is that we take a shortcut. We have a concept of what's in front of us, and we don't fully experience what's actually there. So thoughts have to do with perceptions and vikalpas, ideas. And these are spinning constantly in the human brain. Feelings, on the other hand, don't emanate from the head, but from the heart. There are core heart feelings, feelings of love, joy, happiness, compassion, kindness. These I call the core heart feelings that emerge from within us. Emotions, when I use the term emotions, I'm talking about thought generated experiences that release chemicals into the body which give us sensations in the body. Take, for example, we have a fearful thought. That fearful thought um, invokes, calls forth certain chemicals that give us an experience of feeling fearful. So thoughts and emotions are very closely connected. A thought can generate an emotion, or an emotion can trigger thoughts about it, generating stories. Now, whenever we have an experience in life, it's recorded indelibly in our subtle body. This is called a samskara. A samskara is the memory of an experience. It can be a perception, it can be a thought. And these get stored in our sushumna nadi in the subtle body. And these can be triggered by present experiences. So, for example, we have a very powerful, troubling emotional experience as a youngster, and we lack the capacity to fully cope with it. So we either develop coping strategies or we simply stuff it. And that energy, that memory, that samskara is stored within us. And so we begin to develop a pattern of dealing with certain difficult situations over a long period of time in the same way. So these emotions and these thoughts are connected, and they begin to to build. So later in life, an experience that is very similar to something that happens in the past triggers this chain of energy, chain of experiences, and we explode. We call this triggering. So it's very important in the yogic practice to deal with the emotions fully and completely. We have an experience in life, we learn how to take it in, experience it, fully digest it, so that it doesn't leave a samskara, an old mark, a storage of energy that needs to be experienced sometime in the future. So our inner world consists of thoughts, feelings, and emotions. And it's an excellent practice to become aware of that in meditation, observe these energies, and then apply what we learn in meditation to our daily life.